Alright, everyone buckle up, because today we are diving head first into one of the most explosive, talked about, and frankly mind-boggling controversies that has ever hit the world of football. I am talking about the 2026 World Cup, and a moment that quite literally stopped the world. A moment that sparked an inferno of debate, outrage, and unprecedented discussion about the beautiful game, its rules, and frankly, some much deeper societal issues. We're dissecting everything about the female referee who sparked a massive, truly global controversy in 2026. And trust me, this story has more layers than an onion. Let me take you back to that fateful summer, specifically to the semi-final match between two absolute giants of the sport. A game that was already dripping with tension and historical rivalry. The stakes could not have been higher, with a place in the World Cup final hanging in the balance. And the entire planet was glued to their screens, myself included, buzzing with anticipation for what promised to be an epic encounter. But what unfolded was something nobody, not even the most seasoned pundits, could have ever predicted. Something that would forever be etched into the annals of football history for all the wrong reasons. The referee for this monumental clash was Elena Petrova, a name that, until that day, was synonymous with rising talent, breaking barriers, and a seemingly impeccable record in the sport. She was a trailblazer, the first woman ever to officiate at such a high-stakes Men's World Cup semi-final. And there was a collective sense of excitement and pride surrounding her appointment. Many of us saw it as a huge step forward for diversity and inclusion in football, a testament to her skill and dedication, and a sign that the sport was truly evolving. But then, the game began, and slowly, subtly at first, a sense of unease started to creep in, a feeling that something was just a little bit off. The first half passed with a few debatable calls, the kind you often see in a high-pressure match, but nothing truly egregious. Nothing that pointed to the storm that was about to break. Both teams were playing incredibly well. The score was tied, and the tension was palpable, building towards a dramatic second half that promised fireworks. Then came the 68th minute. A moment burned into the memory of millions. A moment that will be replayed and analyzed for decades to come. And the precise instant when the controversy truly ignited. A blistering counterattack saw Team A's star striker burst into the box, seemingly brought down by a defender from Team B. And the whistle blew. A shrill, piercing sound that echoed through the stadium. Elena Petrova pointed directly to the penalty spot, a decision that immediately sent shockwaves through the entire arena and across every broadcast. The replays immediately started rolling. And what we saw was, to put it mildly, incredibly contentious, sparking an immediate and furious reaction from Team B's players who swarmed Petrova, their faces contorted in disbelief and anger. The contact appeared minimal, perhaps even initiated by the attacker, and many angles suggested the defender had pulled out of the challenge at the last second, making it look like a dive rather than a foul. The stadium erupted in a cacophony of boos and whistles, a visceral expression of collective disbelief from the fans. Now, this is where VAR, the video assistant referee, was supposed to step in and bring clarity, to rectify any clear and obvious errors. But what happened next only poured gasoline on an already raging fire. The VAR review was agonizingly long, stretching on for what felt like an eternity, with the commentators speculating wildly and the tension reaching unbearable levels. After what seemed like an age, Petrova was advised to check the monitor herself, a standard procedure for major decisions. And everyone held their breath, expecting the call to be overturned. but to the absolute astonishment of virtually everyone watching. After reviewing the footage multiple times, Elena Petrova returned to the field and, with unwavering conviction, upheld her original decision. Penalty. The roar of disbelief from the crowd was deafening. A sound that transcended mere disappointment and veered into genuine outrage. As the players of Team B looked utterly shell-shocked, their hopes and dreams seemingly crumbling before their eyes. This was not just a controversial call. This felt like a fundamental misinterpretation of the game itself. A decision that defied common sense and the visual evidence. The penalty was subsequently converted, putting Team A ahead by 1 goal. And from that moment on, the entire dynamic of the match changed, shifting from a balanced, high-quality contest to a desperate, chaotic scramble. Team B, feeling utterly robbed and demoralized, struggled to regain their composure, their frustration palpable, and their focus clearly disrupted by the perceived injustice. The energy of the game was fundamentally altered, and you could feel the weight of that decision pressing down on every player. But the controversy didn't end there, because just 10 minutes later, as Team B pushed desperately for an equalizer, another pivotal moment occurred, this time involving a potential red card for a Team A defender. A cynical foul on a breaking attacker, seemingly denying a clear goal-scoring opportunity, went unpunished with even a yellow card. Despite strong appeals from Team B and clear replays showing the severity of the challenge, this non-call, coming so soon after the penalty incident, felt like a double blow. An insult added to injury. Once again, VAR was consulted. And once again, after a brief review, the decision stood: no red card, not even a yellow, just a free kick in a dangerous position that ultimately came to nothing. The cumulative effect of these two decisions, both going against Team B in such a high-stakes game, created an atmosphere of profound injustice and disbelief, not just among the fans and players, but among professional analysts and former referees worldwide. It felt like the scales were not just tipped, but completely broken. Team A eventually held on to win the match by that single, contentious penalty goal, securing their place in the World Cup final. But their victory felt hollow, overshadowed by the immense controversy surrounding the officiating. The celebrations were muted, the post-match interviews dominated by questions about the referee, and the entire footballing world was left reeling, trying to process what they had just witnessed. This wasn't just a bad call. It was a cascade of decisions that fundamentally altered the outcome of a global spectacle. The immediate aftermath was nothing short of a media frenzy. An absolute explosion of outrage and debate across every single platform imaginable. From traditional news outlets to the deepest corners of social media. Hashtags like #Justice for Team B and #Petrova out-trended worldwide within minutes of the final whistle, with millions of fans expressing their fury, dissecting every frame of the replays, and demanding answers from FIFA. The sheer volume of discussion was unprecedented for a refereeing decision. Pundits and former players, usually divided on most issues, found themselves largely united in their condemnation of Elena Petrova's performance, with many calling it one of the worst officiating displays in World Cup history. Legendary figures, known for their measured commentary, struggled to contain their disbelief, openly questioning how such clear errors could be made at the highest level of the sport. The consensus was overwhelming. Something had gone terribly wrong on that pitch. But here's where the controversy truly deepened and became incredibly complex, moving beyond just the quality of the refereeing and into the realm of identity and representation. Elena Petrova, as we established, was the first woman to reach this level in men's football, a fact that had been celebrated just hours before the game, but which now became a lightning rod for an entirely different kind of debate. Her gender, which had been a symbol of progress, suddenly became a focal point for both her critics and her defenders. On one side, a vocal minority, unfortunately, seized upon her gender as a reason for her perceived poor performance, making deeply misogynistic comments and arguing that women simply weren't capable of handling the pressure or the physicality of men's football. This ugly undercurrent of sexism, always present in some corners, was amplified exponentially, turning the controversy into a battleground for gender equality in sports. It was disheartening to see such progress immediately weaponized. On the other side, her staunch defenders, many of whom were champions of women in sports, argued that the criticism was disproportionate and unfairly targeted because of her gender, suggesting that male referees made similar mistakes all the time without facing such intense scrutiny. They pointed out the immense pressure she was under, the inherent difficulty of the job, and cautioned against allowing this one performance to derail the progress of female officials in general. This created a difficult dilemma for those who genuinely believed the calls were wrong. FIFA, the governing body, found itself in an incredibly difficult position, caught between defending one of their pioneering officials and acknowledging the undeniable uproar from the global football community. Their initial statements were vague and non-committal, calling for calm and promising a thorough review. But this only served to fuel further speculation and frustration among fans who demanded immediate and decisive action. The silence on the specifics of the calls was deafening. The incident also sparked a massive re-evaluation of VAR, its implementation, and its effectiveness in high-stakes matches. Many argued that VAR, instead of clarifying the situation, had actually compounded the problem, either by failing to overturn a clear error or by its very presence creating an illusion of infallibility that simply wasn't there. Questions were raised about the interpretation protocols, the training of VAR officials, and the ultimate authority of the on-field referee versus the video assistant. I personally found myself torn, because while I am a fierce advocate for women in all fields, including sports, and I celebrated Petrova's appointment, I also couldn't ignore what I saw with my own eyes on the pitch. The calls, particularly the penalty, seemed objectively incorrect, regardless of who made them, and the impact on the game was undeniable. It was a painful reminder that even trailblazers can have a bad day, and that accountability should apply equally to everyone, regardless of their background or identity. The fallout continued for weeks, dominating sports headlines and even spilling into mainstream news cycles, becoming a cultural phenomenon that transcended football itself. Talk shows debated the role of gender in high-pressure professions. Op-ed pieces explored the nature of public scrutiny and online mob mentality. And the entire incident became a case study in how quickly a celebrated figure can become a vilified one in the age of instant global communication. It was a brutal lesson in the fickle nature of fame and public opinion. What struck me most was the sheer emotional intensity of the reactions. The feeling that a fundamental trust had been broken, not just in a single referee, but in the integrity of the game itself. For many fans, the World Cup is more than just a tournament. It's a sacred event, a quadrennial celebration of sporting excellence and fair play. And to see it marred by such a perceived injustice felt like a betrayal. The passion of football fans, for better or worse, knows no bounds. In the weeks and months that followed, FIFA did eventually issue a more detailed statement, acknowledging the widespread concern and promising to review refereeing standards and VR protocols. But they stopped short of directly criticizing Elena Petrova, or overturning the result, which was never really an option anyway. Petrova herself took a leave of absence from officiating, citing the immense personal toll and the need for a period of reflection, a testament to the brutal pressure she had endured. This whole saga forced us to confront some uncomfortable truths about how we view and treat referees, especially in an era where every single decision is dissected in slow motion from multiple angles. It highlighted the impossible job they have, making split-second decisions under immense pressure, with the entire world ready to pounce on any perceived error. It made us ask, are we expecting too much from human officials, even with the aid of technology? It also sparked a much-needed conversation about the systemic support for referees, especially those breaking new ground. Was Elena Petrova adequately prepared for the unique pressures of being the first female official in such a high-profile men's match? Did she receive the specific psychological and media training necessary to navigate not just the game, but the inevitable scrutiny that came with her groundbreaking role? These are crucial questions that need answers. Looking back, I believe the controversy wasn't simply about a few bad calls. It was a perfect storm of high stakes. A pioneering referee, the inherent fallibility of human judgment, and the amplifying power of modern media and social platforms. It exposed the raw nerves of a global sport, touching on issues of gender, fairness, technology, and the very essence of competition. It forced us to look inward and examine our own biases and expectations. So, where do we go from here? The incident with Elena Petrova in 2026, while deeply divisive, also presented a unique opportunity for growth and reflection within football. It underscored the need for continuous improvement in referee training, clearer VAR guidelines, and perhaps most importantly, a more empathetic understanding of the human element in officiating. We need to find a balance between demanding excellence and acknowledging the immense difficulty of the job. It also served as a stark reminder that true progress in diversity and inclusion means not just opening doors, but also providing robust support systems for those who walk through them, especially when they face unprecedented challenges. We cannot simply appoint trailblazers and then leave them to fend for themselves in the face of global scrutiny. Their success, or indeed their struggles, reflect on the entire system that put them there. Ultimately, the controversy surrounding Elena Petrova in the 2026 World Cup semi-final will forever be a part of football lore, a cautionary tale, and a powerful catalyst for change. It taught us that the beautiful game is not always so beautiful, that even the most well-intentioned advancements can have unforeseen consequences, and that the path to true equality and fairness is often fraught with unexpected obstacles. It was a moment that shook the world, and its